Hello, everybody. This is a Lamley Showcase. Happy Thanksgiving. For those of us in the United States, it is the Thanksgiving holiday. It's a time for us to eat a lot of turkey, but more importantly, reflect on what we are thankful for. And hopefully you have a lot of important things to be thankful for in your life. I certainly do in mine, but we're diecast nerds here. So we're going to talk about what we're thankful for in this nerdy little world. And for me, I'm thankful for Hot Wheels car culture. I can't think of a part of my collection that I am more thankful for, or that I like more than Hot Wheels car culture. So much, in fact, that I pulled them all off the walls. I have my background display here. I have one to the side that I'm pointing to, but you can't see, but, you know, whatever. And I took every one of the car culture models and I put them here. And guess what we're doing for fun here on the holiday? We're gonna rank them. I'm gonna show you my favorite mixes, and then I want you to vote down below on yours. This is not a Lamley Awards thing. This is just for fun for the holidays. I thought about maybe picking out my favorite models. I can do that another time. Right now, it's about my favorite mixes. So you can see I've got Team Transport around here. We're going to exclude them from this mix because I'm going with the themed mixes. Team Transport doesn't really have themes per se, so we'll keep that for a feature on another time. But we're going to go fully car culture here and rank them. This series has been out for 3 years now, since 2016. 16 5-car mixes. Can you believe it? That's how far we are. And this is a great time to do it because 2018 just came to an end. The final mix, Drag Strip Demons, came out here in the last, month or so, or a couple weeks or so. And we'll be starting 2019 with the Gulf mix here in the next, few weeks, I would assume. So let's get to it. Think about your favorite mixes. I'm going to have you vote on your top 3, and we're going to see how it comes out, see how much you agree with me. So number 16, we'll go from worst to first. Worst is relative because I like all the mixes, but I went for number 16. I went with Euro Style. It was the second mix of 2016, the second mix of car culture in general. I was all in on car culture at the time. I liked the castings. I didn't like the execution as much. So that's why this one something has to take last place. That's the one that does. Porsche 993, the BMW E30 M3, big fan of those. I wish that the BMW had a little bit more deco. But some of the other decos, I just thought it made it for a little bit of a boring mix. I like Euro cars. There's some cars in here that I love that are European cars. We'll get to some of those. But you're going to think I don't because my number 15 is Euro Speed. I thought better execution of the Euro style, but I still was not totally into the decos. Love the castings. The Audi R8 LMS was the new casting in the mix. I think the 190E is a great casting, the 993, the Alfa Romeo, the BMW M1, but the decos just didn't do it for me as much as others. I like it. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I have the mix, and it got full execution because it's the 2018 car culture, which got full tampos, but that was my number 15. Number 14 was trucks, the third mix of car culture. And again, I like the castings. In fact, the Subaru Brat is one of my all-time favorite car culture models. But again, the execution in terms of the decos just didn't do it for me as much. Plus, I thought that big Silverado with the motorcycle, I'm not a big fan of that casting. It kind of brought it down for me a little bit. But look, I'm trying to get to the stuff I like. And we're just there, really. Track Day was my number 13 mix. Now, Track Day, it's hard to confuse. We've got Track Day and we have Race Day. So Track Day is the mix with the Datsun 510, the Chevy Chevelle. I thought that was a decent mix. I like the Porsche a ton. Not real fond of the Magnus Walker deco, but I think the casting is one of the best from car culture. Number 12, Redliners. We finally saw muscle coming in heavy with the first mix of 2017. And I love the Gasser. I love the Corvette. We had the Cougar, which I think is a great casting. But to be honest, it was just a little bit bland in terms of overall execution. See, I'm just trying to... This is hard because I like them all. I'm trying to say why I didn't like why I ranked them lower. And you can see why this becomes a struggle. You guys only have to do your top 3. I have to do them all. So I hope you have sympathy for me. Number 12, air-cooled. Fiat 500, fantastic. The Porsche. In fact, the VW Squareback is one of my all-timers too, because I just love those 4-spoke wheels. Race Day, not to be confused with Track Day. But Race Day had another Porsche. It had the Mazda, the Acura, and then the new Porsche. So a really, really nice mix there. That was number 11, right? 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. No, that was number 10. Number 9 is Shop Trucks, just a recent mix. Really like the mix. Love the 62 Chevy. Those Zamac trucks. I should put the Subaru Brat and the 62 Chevy Zamacs together, because they're both raw and they're both fantastic. Coming from the two trucks series. Also nice to see the Silverado in there. We needed to see that in car culture, and it finally got there. All right, number 8, Circuit Racers. This is why everything is so loaded, because Circuit Racers is an amazing mix. The Ford GT race car, the Le Mans car is so good, but it is so hard to figure out what, these are all within just small percentage points of each other. And I thought Circuit Racers was an amazing mix. Right below that, my number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mix is Cars and Donuts. We've seen that kind of reappear at Kroger stores right now. And this one wins for me mainly because of the Subaru. The Bug-Eye Subaru, the Impreza WRX, I think is so good. And then the Alfa Romeo made it in there. BMW M1 made its debut. And then we had Sun Kang's Z. McLaren, but the rest of that stuff, I thought that was such a nice mix. And I thought the Subaru is one of the best car culture models. I would put it in the top 3 of car culture models released. All right, number 6 is the RLC exclusive set. Themed, yes, maybe a little bit different because it was one car, like a 6th car from each series of 2017. Obviously very, very popular, but full decos on these. And when you have a Golf Camaro, you have a fantastic white Mustang, the only Mustang still in the set, right? That's ever been released. And then you have, I think that's it. And then you have a Moon Eyes VW, a Gasser, and a BRE 510, BRE 510. It doesn't get much better than that. But for me, 5 other sets did. Cargo Carriers is my number 5. We're in my top 5 now. I thought what a nice mix. We had vans. We had the Hakoska wagon, which I think is another one of my top 3 castings of, new castings of the car culture series. And I think that one is tremendous. The Golf van, the super van, is so bloody underrated. And it's Hot Wheels' fault because they put 3 to a case and only did one of the Sunnigan. But still, I think people will realize how pretty of a model, and they'll want that. Plus the Moon Eyes van. It's a great mix. That was my number 5. Number 4 from 2017, Modern Classics. That's because the Mercedes debuted there. That's my other top 3 model from car culture. The Mercedes 190E. Plus the Porsche that debuted in Race Day or Track Day. I can't remember which of the days it was. Now reappears with the Aerostyle wheels in black. And it's just so much prettier than its original version, in my opinion. So those 2 are great. Plus you have a Honda CRX. Plus you have the BMW E30 M3 coming back in a better racing deco, even though it's still a little plain. And then the Renault comes back, which I was really happy about. Number 3. Now this one was tough. Can you guess my top 3? Well, you already know what they are. But what order are they? Well, I went with number 3, the latest mix, Drag Strip Demons. What a cool mix. A Gasser mix is just, in our Hot Wheels world, is a no-brainer. And I think they picked every Gasser. Not only was the 55 there, which we needed, the Supernova, which is cool, and the Mercury Cyclone, but the fact that the Chevy Nova and the Dodge Coronet came back from the original Drag Strip Demons, they had never been seen, was such a cool idea. and I'm so glad that they brought them back and that's my number 3 mix. Number 2, well, we know they're both Japan Historics, and it's not just because I'm a JDM fan, but the number 2 is Japan Historics 1. I thought about making it the number 1, but I like Japan Historics 2 just that much more. I'll get to that in a second. You got to go with the original in the top 3, right? It's the first mix. It's still the most popular. It's probably the most valuable at this point. I won't take it based on value, but a nice, diverse mix of JDM castings with the new Mazda being the Mazda being the new casting, but the Yokosuka Skyline, the Datsun 510 wagon, the only time we've seen that, surprisingly, plus the Toyota 2000 GT. Hopefully we'll see Toyota again, and then the Ken Mary Skyline and Police Deco. It would have been nice to have full decos on these, but it is such a cool mix. It's the debut of car culture. It will always be the most important mix, but it is my number 2 and number 1. Same cool castings. The Mazda's there. The Datsun 510 is there. 2 brand new castings with the Nissan Laurel, which was so out of left field, and the Skyline C210, also out of left field. And it comes down to the gorgeous colors, the beautiful wheels. There was just a style to these that all of them either had the 4 spokes, the chrome 4 spokes, or the Mazda, which had already sported those wheels, went with the Watanabe style rims. They're works of art. They're pieces of candy. They are gorgeous, gorgeous models. So I went taking that Japan Historics theme and going that much further with just beautiful colors on beautiful models with all the detail there. That's my winner. All right. I did that as quickly as I could. It took me a while, but happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanksgiving. Go ahead and vote down below. Do you agree with me? Well, let's see. You've got all the mixes there. You've got me walking through them. Have fun with it. Have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.